It's always interesting how somebody will figure out a shortcut method of doing things, and I have some two interesting stories from my past. There was one case where somebody lived in a remote area and they had a home by the mountains, and there was no grass or trees around. So they wanted the house demolished and they wanted to build a new house. So they got a price, and it was like $3,000 to demolish the house and take away the stuff. And one guy came over, which was a friend. He says, "I'll do it for $500." They said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll do it for $500. It won't cost you a couple of $1,000s." And that night, the house burned down. Now, in this case, it didn't cause trees to burn or anything else. It was in a remote area. So it's interesting that somebody thinks of something that somebody doesn't think of. Another case was this lady that had all these bushes, and it was a whole bunch of shrubs and things, and she wanted them removed. And the guy took a pick and a shovel, and he said he was going to do it for $3,000. There were all these bushes, one after another, right down this whole long row. And the guy dug in the dirt for 2 days. And at the end of 2 days, he had very little done. It was backbreaking work. So he gave up. So another guy came along and says, "I can get rid of those bushes for $400. So she said, "$400? You're willing to do that?" And what happened was he came over with a small bulldozer, and it took him 5 minutes. He had it all done. And she got a little aggravated. She said, "It only took you 5 minutes, and you want $400." He said, "Well, you're willing to pay the guy $3,000, but he didn't have any equipment and he didn't have any good method. But what is it? You want somebody to break their back to accomplish the same thing?" Well, the same thing was with the systems that I developed throughout the years, and I'll show you what I mean. This is the astronumerology chart, and what I do is I'll put like the person's numbers, which represent the planets. In this case, the sun's in the fifth house, the moon's in the sixth house, Jupiter's in the seventh house, Uranus is in the eighth house, and Venus is in the first house rather than the sun, which I said it started in the fifth house, and Mars is in the ninth house. And this is the pattern that it develops: willpower and determination, and the person would be feeling stronger, and their finances would get better. But I developed this system, and it streamlines what would normally be a lot of tedious work of hours and making charts. And I found out that this system is totally accurate. It takes me only a couple of minutes to do. And I worked on this all my life, and I have classes on it on the internet. And the classes are how to do and how to line up the planets. And it would pay for somebody who really wants to learn how to do something well. That doesn't take very long at all, and it'll accomplish what other people are trying to do that they spend hours and hours on, and making charts and so forth. This takes a few minutes. Now, when I was teaching it at Rowan College, the people said it was difficult to learn. To me, it's easy. But if you spend time with it, you'll get it, you'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to streamline the reading, and it'll be totally accurate. Believe me, I look at it instantly, I know what it is. I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And then for the next 10 minutes, I'll be talking about what I perceived the first 10 seconds. So it's very interesting. Go back to the Kaishi or astronumerology, and I explain the whole thing. And like the person that burnt down the house or the guy that took the bulldozer, this is a quick method of doing a difficult thing, and lots of luck with it.